Night Update is brought to you by TD Waterhouse, the alternative to higher-priced brokers.
If you're just joining us on College Game Night, I pray your TiVo was working. Gonzaga just finished off Michigan State in a classic 3-overtime game, 109-106. Jay Billis with Tom Izzo.
Tom, have you ever been a part of a game that was played at that high a level for that long a period of time?
No, and especially under the circumstances of what we've been through the last couple days. You got to give Gonzaga credit. They played awfully well. Shooting was phenomenal. I thought both teams made big play after big play, and it was a shame somebody had to lose, but I'm not sure we could have got another overtime anyway.
With the scenario you've got of 4 games in 5 days here in the islands, did fatigue play any role in this game at all?
Well, Shannon couldn't go that whole, I mean, he was going in there, but you saw him. We had him out. We had him in the back room. We had him all over, and we just had so many freshmen that play, and then when Ager got into foul trouble, that compounded the problem. But it did, but hey, their guys were tired too. I mean, it was not an game. I'm going to stick with that. Some people that didn't think, games like this are good early, I think we proved that wrong.
With 13 minutes to go, you put Ager back in with 4 fouls. Were you second-guessing yourself at all that was the right time?
I was, but it got down to 4-point lead, and I just didn't think we had enough that we could come back if it got to 8. And so that's why I did it. And we were lucky. I told them to play smart. But hey, that's a good team we played today and good players. It was just a hell of a basketball game.
You played 50 minutes in this one, and you've played a lot of basketball already. How does this affect you for tomorrow?
There'll be no practice tonight, Jay. No practice. But, I have no idea. I'm mostly worried about Shannon. The kid showed tremendous courage. And I thought Paul Davis might have had his best game as a Spartan, not because of points or free throws or rebounds, but his attitude in the huddle, his strength after being so tired. I was really proud of him, and that's a lot for me to say when when a player really plays to that level.
Well, Tom, congratulations on an unbelievable.
Paul Davis played 53 minutes. Shannon Brown had all of those severe body cramps against Hawaii. A lot of courage shown there. Ready for more from the EA Sports Maui Invitational, Arizona and UConn.
Grace, the sun is about to set here on Maui, but the action continues. It's been an incredible day at the EA Sports Maui Invitational. The promise of more great action to come as Arizona takes on Connecticut. It's Feast Week presented by Lowe's. Number 8, Arizona. Number 3, Connecticut. The winner advances to tomorrow's EA Sports Maui Invitational Championship game to take on Gonzaga. The crowd still buzzing inside the Lahaina Civic Center about the Zags' 3-overtime win, 109-106 over Michigan State. But now the focus shifts to Arizona and Connecticut. They've had a while to wait, but let's see what they have in store.
Their best basketball yesterday. I think the key for Connecticut is going to be poised. Their point guard, Craig Austrie. Arizona's going to come after him with a lot of pressure. He's got to handle it.
The talent level is extraordinary. I think it's going to be the defense. Solid on both ends. Different types of defense. So I think they better set their screens up and take good shots.
Time for Star Watch, brought to you by eBay.
For Arizona, Kirk Walters had the best game of his young career, 13 points, 7 rebounds against Kansas. He's going to be a key against the size of UConn.
Rudy Gay, what a smile he brought to Jim Calhoun. That's as good as I've seen him play yesterday. He is solid.
For Arizona, Chris Rogers with Mustafa Shakur, Hassan Adams, Brett Brielmeyer, a walk-on, getting the start, and Walters. And for Connecticut, Denham Brown with the freshman point guard Craig Austrie, Josh Boone, Hilton Armstrong, and Rudy Gay. And Gay will jump for Connecticut. UConn dressed in white, Arizona in red. And the tip on is Hassan Adams.
Sean and Jay, UConn, let him in.
That was a little 4-overtime man-to-man voice there from Bill Raftery.
Not much enthusiasm.
We'll get there. Put the gas back in the tank. The crowd had to get in and out of here in a hurry. Those Arizona, Connecticut waiting outside a long time, while Michigan State and Gonzaga played the Classic. They emptied the building and filled it back up, 2,400 in house, to watch these two proud programs led by Hall of Fame coaches. Chris Rogers strong to the goal. He's fouled. Kyle Nave with the call. John Higgins are the other officials. Working the fourth meeting ever between these two schools. UConn has won the previous three, all of them in the Jim Calhoun era. They last met in an overtime thriller in Tucson when the Huskies won 198, January 26th of 2002. Rogers misses the first free throw. Hall of Fame coach on each bench in this one. Luke Olson, nearing 600 wins at Arizona, 5 away after their victory yesterday in round one here in Jim Calhoun in September in his 20th season at Connecticut, 34th as a collegiate head coach. Two misses by Rogers. Here's Austria, who was solid last night in their win over Arkansas. Connecticut advanced for the first round, 77-68 win over the Razorbacks.
Rogers on Rudy Gay, outstanding defender.
Gay off the career long three. And you wonder if the long wait will have any impact on these teams. Arizona picking up right where it left off last night. They were in a big hurry. 2 in Tayson offensively, according to Coach Olson, and that was a quick heave by Shakur.
Without a pass being made.
Pretty Armstrong. Nice little post-up move. I think Gay's got to get inside, Jay, against Rogers. It'll be the advantage defensively.
One of the problems that Arizona had in their game against Kansas, they did not make many passes per possession. Didn't make the defense work, and their quality of shot was not high. And again here.
Boone tried the baseball pass, didn't have enough on it. Adams picked it off after he missed a three. Rogers jacks a three. I think if they continue to play like this very early in the season, Lute Olson is going to have a big problem.
In what way?
Well, I think they're going to have a play that can affect the team, I think, in terms of chemistry. I mean, you get guys just looking for their own shot, jacking up the first not even good shot they see.
He was upset about Adams' shot selection last night. He came out of the gate with a tough one here. He got upset with them.
And I think the larger issue is they're just going to have a problem in terms of they're not going to play very well, but they continue to play like that all the time on offense. They're 0 for 5 from the floor already with one quick jack after another.
This is a good team, though, Sean. They're going to get better. They're very good defensively.
They beat Kansas yesterday. They've won all 4 of their first-round games in their trips to the EA Sport bucket. It's 4-0. They won to the Wildcats despite shooting 28.3% from the floor for the game. It was their worst shooting percentage in any game, win or lose, in more than 7 years. Walters the tip off an Adams miss. Walters the dunk.
Boy, that's a move a year ago he would not have made. Kirk Walters is turning into a big-time player.
And they were trying to establish him, too, right early on in the game.
A floater by 8 feet.
How about Austria catching that pass from Hilton Armstrong, keeping it high and getting that shot up quickly but not rushing it.
Brielmeyer, just the second walk-on ever to start a game in the Lute Olson era at Arizona. John Ash the other back in 2000.
Another bad shot by Arizona, and Lute Olson's got out the hook now.
The shot Anderson, the miss, and Walters the rebound.
Nice look.
Arizona now 2 for 10 from the floor as Mustafa Shakur, the junior from Philadelphia, knocked down a jumper.
I think you'll see them go inside as the year progresses, to get back to your comment, because Walters is going to be a factor. And hopefully Fox will be a welcome addition back.
Anderson set off on the drive. Gay bounced and traveled. Second turnover for Connecticut. Just underway, the last semifinal of the day here at the EA Sports Maui, and by 2.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by EA Sports. It's in the game. And Audi, leading the way with road gripping Quattro all-wheel drive. It's greater to lead than follow.
81 accessible beaches on Maui. A lot of these fans spent a great day enjoying another beautiful weather days under sunny skies all day, and now they come in to be treated to some of the best college basketball in the country. A classic played moments ago by Gonzaga and Michigan State. Two more of the best in the country going head-to-head, UConn and Arizona. It's the Huskies by 2. It's a turnover. Austry off the K behind the back to Denham Brown, and he was fouled on the way by Hassan Adams.
Great players make great decisions. Extraordinary at 6'9", a little behind the back. New England, they used to look for coups. Well, now it's a pretty good game move.
Delivered it the only way he could. Nice catch by Denham Brown.
By the way, you mentioned 82 beaches. How many have you been to in your 10 years here?
Very few. Golf course is another question, but beaches, very few.
My guess
It was
is
nice of
referee,
Mark Few to feel sorry for us, Jay, that he interrupted our twilight 18 holes up at the plantation at Kapalua before that 3 overtime classic got in the way. This is one time you wouldn't mind giving up a round of golf.
He scouts the announcers. He knows what you're doing off air.
You think there are a couple of these NBA scouts and GMs who'd like to bring a few of these players back home with them on the plane right now?
Well, this is the one year they're all raving about the talent level. It's extraordinary.
2 turnovers for Arizona and a 2 for 10 from the floor. Starting in similar fashion to last night's game against Kansas. They blitzed Kansas early with the full court press. Forced a lot of turnovers. Got out to a 20-4 lead before the Jayhawks fought back. In the end, Arizona wound up prevailing. 61-49 was the final. Lowest point total to win a game for Lloyd Olson at Arizona.
And Walters did a nice job, Jay. Let the traffic clear. Didn't come up with an easy delivery. Stands traffic and had to move to the goal.
well, neither of these teams has played their best basketball yet in this tournament. They certainly haven't played in sync like we saw in Gonzaga and Michigan State. I mean, those teams are playing a little bit of a higher level on the offensive end with their execution right now. I'm not saying they're more talented because they're not. These are very talented teams.
Jeff Davian and Rob Garrison are in off the bench for Connecticut, and just into the ball game, Marcus Williams, the freshman for Arizona, with the bucket. To the foul, it might be a goaltend.
I don't think so, Sean.
Nope. Ed Hightower and Kyle Nave are conferring. I think they're going to say just a 2-shot foul.
The guard underneath gets him there.
Walters the block.
He's got some springs, doesn't he?
Foul on Shakur, his first. So here's Rob Garrison at the free throw line. That's the first point of not scoring 7 minutes in the opener at Pepperdine on their way out here. And then to score this in 5 minutes yesterday against Arkansas.
A lot of people thought that Garrison would come in and play the point in Marcus Williams' absence, but it's been Austry. Garrison more of a combo guard. He may be a little bit quicker than Austry, but Austry's been more of a poised handler and leader.
Daniel Dillon, the Australian, off the bench for Arizona. And here's Williams, rebounded by Adrian. He was stripped. It's 3-on-1. Walters, a tough finish off the lob. Nicely done by Walters off the pass from Shakur. And Connecticut loses it again.
Excellent handling of the defense on that trip. And what a nice adjustment by Walters.
Boy, Adrian ripped down a great rebound and just got it stripped away. Jim Calhoun asking for a foul. You see the
not too bad here, huh, Jay?
Terrific lob and nice touch finish by Kirk Walters, who's really emerging as a terrific young player.
Rogers to Dillon. Dillon known more for his. Williams was a prolific scorer in high school. Walters working on a great defender in Boone, and the rebound down to Adrian, who was outstanding yesterday against Arkansas. In 24 minutes, the freshman Adrian had 11 points and 6 rebounds.
Now you mentioned Boone. He hasn't had a touch yet. First time.
Boone played it out to Denham Brown. He's fouled. A chance for 3.
Well, what a nice pass out by Josh Boone. And Denham Brown could have shot that, but instead, boy, he made the tough drive to the 10. That was impressive.
And Josh Boone doesn't surprise you, though. He's a real team player. And once again, the quickness prevails. Denham Brown, a different kind of player, and he is a wide body. Great talent out of Canada.
I thought Jay might be sporting a maple leaf lapel pin here tonight.
How many points
offering to Canada?
How many points does Brown have right now?
They just got in.
No, I was just going to say, I was wondering how many it is to 111. Needs another 106, and he ties that.
106 to match that 111 he scored in the high school game. Bodied up by Austri. And a whistle. And Austri called for the foul. Boy, they were hip to hip for a long time before the whistle blew. First foul on Austri and the second against the UConn Huskies.
Do either one of you remember Arizona dribbling as much?
No, never.
Over the years?
Never.
Right? A lot of pounding.
Well, Adrian called for a holding foul. They have changed the offense. We mentioned it last night. Lute Olson and his staff believing they have a personnel suited style, 4 out, 1 in offense, violence and motion.
But they've always, you see, that's the thing, they've always run motion.
Yep.
There is a difference 4 round 1, 3 round 2, but you know, that doesn't change the fact that you can't just pound the ball into the floor and dribble. You've got to pass and move, which Lute Olson's teams have always been very proficient at over the years. And that's why their shooting problems have emerged here. Their low percentages is because of the quality of shot they've gotten as a result of the fact they haven't run the offense.
You get the feeling he's searching too with the lineup, rotating a lot of guys in just to see what they can do. Williams, Dillon.
There's a lot of said this might be his deepest team, and he's had some teams a lot of depth over the years. Ivan Radenovich, who was a starter last night, not in the starting lineup tonight, makes the free throw. Radenovich on Serbia, Montenegro. Went home this summer to spend time because his mom missed him. His dad's an avid hunter. Radomir, they spent a lot of time hunting together. His dad's hunted all over the world in Africa and Russia. Marcus Johnson, the freshman point guard in the game. They're trying to attack. Venega's got it over with about 2 seconds to spare.
Pretty good job, though.
Armstrong, a handoff to Denham Brown.
Tough. Great body control, reverse, and the soft delivery.
Well, he came down hard off that pin down, and he's got a lot of moves in his bag. He's not a great three-point shooter, but as a mid-range shooter, outstanding.
On over the top there.
2 fouls. They gave it to Austri. They were both reaching in, he and Adrian. They gave that to Austri, and that's 2 on the starting point guard. Soft touch on offense by Denham Brown.
Now have the freshman Marcus Williams on him, and took advantage of him, going up strong and using the jump hook. Not many guards throw up a jump hook in the lane.
Daniel Arizona off the miss.
Very unselfish by Radenovich. Good kickback.
Best time to shoot a 3 after an offensive rebound.
And the first bucket of the ball game for Daniel Dillon. His first points of the tournament. He was scoreless in 5 minutes yesterday.
Going to take him with the dribble. Nice.
Denham Brown the miss. Hilton Armstrong crashed the board and the dunk. And he'll have a change point play.
Dave Brown showing some dexterity with the bounce. Easy to rebound, that kind of release.
Armstrong will be at the line when we come back. Nearly midway through the first half, Connecticut with a 4-point lead over Arizona. Friends, throughout the course of this season, the ESPN family of networks will showcase a great basketball moment from each of the 326 Division I schools. Take us from A to Z. Time now for ESPNU's Pride of the Program. In the spotlight tonight, Belmont. In December of 2003, Belmont made 13 three-pointers on its way to an upset of 23rd ranked Missouri. We have a lot of good shooters, Belmont coach Rick Byrd said afterwards. On Missouri's new home court, those shooters found their range. It was the Bruins' first ever victory over a ranked team, and it left the Tigers and Coach Quinn Snyder in free fall.
We're going to see them soon, Missouri, that is.
Going
against Illinois.
Up against Illinois in St. Louis. Always a great game and a great atmosphere.
Divide the building, don't they?
Those great neighboring state rivalry games. We'll see Connecticut in early December in the U game against UMass from the Hartford Civic Center. Dillon to Marcus Williams. There's Connecticut wins again tonight. Suspended for his involvement in the theft of 4 laptop computers over the summer in a dormitory at the University of Connecticut. He'll be back in January. Radenovic bumped. The shot was off. Ed Nelson had his fingers on the rebound. They knocked it out of his hands, and the ball goes over to Connecticut up by 5.
It amazes me because as a kid in basketball, you're always taught to learn the offhand. Little lefty, right? Baby hook, Mike and drill, they're all taught. And just to get the shot up doesn't make sense. You get in there, perfect that release.
Well, Arizona, which shot 28% and won last night, is shooting 26% from the floor so far tonight. 5 out of 19. Marcus Williams on the back of Denham Brown. And the freshman from Seattle called for his first and the team's 6th. Our coverage of the EA Sports Maui Invitational concludes tomorrow. Maryland and Arkansas in the 3rd place game. Michigan State against the loser of this one at 4:30 Eastern Time. And the championship game at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Gonzaga against the winner of this game. You can also catch the 7th place game on ESPNU. Brown missed a long jump shot. Speaking of ESPNU, if you missed the game, the classic tonight between Gonzaga and Michigan State will be replayed tomorrow morning, 8 Eastern Time on
That's worth seeing, folks.
Radenovic has 4 points after the most recent bucket. Now he has a rebound. And Arizona inching closer, down by 3, nearly midway through the half. Isaiah Fox, a couple of pumps. And Arizona will play it in with 24 to shoot.
Everybody seems to be in a huge hurry.
Particularly the post people.
Yep.
How about Luke? He's pressured them because of the freshman guards. The 1-3-1, they didn't have recognition.
Radenovic short with an elbow jumper. And here's Rob Garrison from Niagara Falls, New York. Hilton Armstrong fouled. He's also a New Yorker from Peekskill. Radenovic called for the foul, his first, the team's 7th, so they're over the limit. And Hilton Armstrong will shoot a 1-and-1.
Now, you spoke to Rudy Gay last night. He was talking about the freshmen, how they try and help them. It's got to be tough, particularly with a seasoned team like this.
Well, you're trying to do things to freshman point guard, make his job easier, and as a result, you're not concentrating 100% on doing what your job is. And that's what great point guards do. They make your job easier as a player. You don't have to worry about a great point guard.
Johnny Dawkins helps them.
Tommy Amaker.
Tommy, too, yeah.
Both great players.
Armstrong a miss. J.P. Prince, the freshman, just into the ball game. The rebound. He's the cousin of Tayshaun Prince of the Pistons. Former Kentucky standout. Marcus Williams a miss, and Daniel Dillon called for the foul.
Absent a really short clock that's going down, where that shot by Marcus Williams was a good shot. He tried to launch a jumper over Hilton Armstrong, with no passes being made. It wasn't there.
And Lute not happy at all with his starters play, giving guys an opportunity. You think you're sitting there watching it, move the ball a little bit, get the defense to work. Maybe you can get a better look.
Rashad Anderson at the line. He was scoreless in 10 minutes against Arkansas yesterday. Took only one shot. Was 0 for 1 from the floor. Averaging 10.5 points per game for his career. Now from Lakeland, Florida. Gets the first one to roll in. Career 79% free throw shooter.
You have to think that some of Rashad Anderson's struggles with his shot of late have to do with being out last year with that leg abscess that caused him so many problems. Had him hospitalized for a period of time. I mean, he's a guy that last year before this injury, I mean, he could heat up so fast and drop 5 or 6 threes on you in a game.
Middle of the first half, Connecticut by 5. Sean McDonough, Bill Raftery, Jay Billis, our producer Jay Cudlow, our entire ESPN crew. Hope you've been with us throughout. It's been a memorable night of basketball.
What an advantage when your forward can bring it up like Gay.
Marcus Williams' bucket has Arizona within 3. With Austria on the bench with 2 fouls. Garrison, the point guard now, another freshman. Anderson's pass blocked by Isaiah Fox. First for Connecticut.
Oh, jeez.
The pull-up by J.P. Prince. The rebound for Hilton Armstrong.
And here comes Rogers. That quick jack. See if Chris can run the show for Arizona.
Rashad Anderson. That's what Jay was talking about. That's what he can do so well. Hit the deep 3, and he has 5 points.
Well, he gets the 3. It's amazing when you take a bad shot on one end, how often it leads to a 3 on the other end.
Radenovich got Boone in the air. No basket. Foul before the shot.
Boone does react beautifully. Got over there a little out of sorts. Momentum took him into the man, but he's a great reactor. Jamming the lane, helping his partners.
First foul on Boone, 6 team fouls. Adrian comes back in. And Hilton Armstrong goes out. Last game of the day here at the Lahaina Civic for the EA Sports Maui Invitational Championship game tomorrow against Gonzaga, which prevailed in 3 overtimes against Michigan State earlier this evening. Dylan a miss. It wound up in the hands of Rashad Anderson. Maryland and Arkansas, the other winners here today. Maryland beat Chaminade, Arkansas over Kansas. Gay a miss, Dylan the rebound.
Catch and shoot, huh?
Yeah, I mean, Rudy Gay needs to get to the rim from time to time as well. I mean, he can shoot it. His athleticism, get to the rim, make somebody foul you.
Williams whistled for the travel. He goes out. Hassan Adams back in.
Hey, Jim Calhoun should benefit by these guards getting all this experience. Austria and Garrison, a great opportunity for them come a month from now where they can come in as subs and contribute.
Yeah, when Marcus Williams gets back, he'll get back to a team that's got much better guards than they would have had otherwise.
Adrian a miss, Fox the rebound, and the reality of it is they do, once they leave Maui, have a pretty favorable schedule for the remaining time that Marcus Williams is out. Upcoming games, almost all of them at home, with Army, Texas Southern, UMass, New Hampshire, Morehead State, Stony Brook, and Quinnipiac. They would likely win all of those.
I don't know. UMass gave them an awfully hard time last year and won that game. They've got a heck of a player, Rashawn Freeman.
Garrison's deep game.
Want to put a friendly wager on that for some Canadian bacon? Garrison with the shot clock at 5. Don't know if that was a pass or a shot. Adrian couldn't get it up on the rim. And I believe Adrian's going to be whistled for the foul as he slammed into Adams, and they both went toppling into the Arizona bench.
I think it was a pass if you were related.
Timeout, 7:14 to go. 2 fouls on Adrian. We're in the first half in Maui. Game will play Gonzaga in the EA Sports Maui Invitational Championship game tomorrow. Gonzaga won a memorable thriller in 3 overtimes over Michigan State to advance to the finals. Looked like Gonzaga would win in regulation, but Maurice Ager hit a deep 3 at the buzzer to tie the score at 80, force the first. The players all stop here at the end of the first overtime with the score tied, thinking that the period had ended. It was the shot clock buzzer, but J.B. Batista missed a little flip shot anyway, and then Shannon Brown slipped when Michigan State had a shot. Time on the clock. Adam Morrison set the tournament record. He had 43 points in 52 minutes. He was outstanding. Maurice Ager, brilliant as well, and defeat a career-high 36 points. Played more than half the second half and the overtime periods with 4 fouls before he fouled out in the third overtime session.
And how about the big guys in that game? Paul Davis with 26 points, 13 rebounds. J.P. Batista had 22 and 13 himself. The big guys were spectacular as well.
Michigan State, their big guys did a great job, I thought, defensively. 2 outstanding teams.
Eric Ribio at 26 points for Gonzaga. Brown 19 for Michigan State. So many great individual performances. Here's Rudy Gay. Again, if you missed it, that game will be replayed on ESPNU tomorrow morning, 8 Eastern time, if you missed Gonzaga and Michigan State.
Arizona going with that 1-3-1 zone. Shakur along the baseline. It's given UConn some problems.
Again, recognition, I think, important for the guards of UConn.
Fox inside for Boone to go, and Ed Nelson cleared the miss. Garrison to Anderson with Nelson, Boone, and Gay for UConn. The shot, Anderson heating up.
Well, you let him get started, and he can drill shot after shot.
Hassan Adams a miss. Fox kept it alive. Rogers says, I can shoot even deeper than that, and he made it.
Did you see the screen that Isaiah Fox laid on Rashad Anderson?
I heard the chicklets rattling.
I mean, that's not the kind of Fox you want to...
Exactly. A lot of bite in that one.
First bucket by Rogers. He's a senior from Portland, Oregon.
Not a good shot.
Out of 1-3-1, they can get those corner jumpers if they're patient. Baseline guys got to do a lot of running.
Couture a handoff to Rogers. Uradenovich joins the three-point act. He can make them. Made 17 of them last year. Shot 34% from 3. The 6 on Serbia, Montenegro. The Connecticut lead down to 1. The largest lead was 7. Garrison. Rebound taken off the floor by Nelson, who did not get the roll. He got his own rebound. Fouled and a chance for 3.
He just took over a manly rebound. He carves a lot of area, and then he does the belly bump, Jay, getting him on this miss. Now watch. He is a big, tough, strong kid.
Pretty good for an 18th year senior.
Oh, you guys.
Yeah.
He transferred from Georgia Tech.
I'm teasing.
I know you are.
It's only 14 years Canadian, though.
2002 ACC Rookie of the Year. How about that?
Now, let's be honest. He had a nice year. 8.5 points, 7 rebounds a game for Georgia Tech. It wasn't a great year for freshmen.
What are you trying to say? They were all from Canada?
Just when we've dug you out of the hole,
I'm
you
teasing.
again make an entire country
We kid
hate you.
because we care.
4-point lead, 5 minutes to go first half. Connecticut with the advantage. Kirk Walters with Nelson all over him. Walters seemed confused. He started to pass, and he turned it over to Denham Brown. Garrison apparently throwing a fake on Shirley McLean from one of her other lives. There wasn't anybody anywhere near him as
he thought he was going against his zone still, and they'd switch back to near the man. He was throwing
a little fake on nobody in particular.
He was throwing a pass fake to shift the defense, but they were out of the 1-3-1.
Garrison, hey, never had a bad time to work on some fundamentals, and he winds up scoring on the layup.
Well, Josh Boone doesn't make mistakes. A lot of guys would have taken that 10, 12-foot jumper, gave it to somebody in better position.
Connecticut by 6, approaching 4 minutes left in the first half. The winner gets Gonzaga in tomorrow's EA Sports Maui Invitational Championship game. Shakur will head to the line.
And Nelson gets his money's worth with that bang.
Rob Garrison giving them some nice minutes at the point with Austria on the bounce. Well, their memorable performances in the studio in November are never forgotten. I think, you know, it could be an any real night for Reese and the gang back in the studio.
Well, I wonder now that Hubert Davis is on board as the new rookie, if Reese is hazing him, making him get coffee for him like we had to do all those times. Because Reese is kind of a star-powered guy. You know, he expects certain things. His dressing room has to be a certain way. His coffee light with 2 sugars.
Did you pick?
What do you mean?
You know, at his house.
No, Jay's obviously followed Reese's example then over the years.
He is the
Similar
man.
approach to our telecast. Shakur the free throws. And it's a 4-point lead for Connecticut. 4 points for Shakur. And the quick response at the other end by Denham Brown, the senior from one of the great cities in North America, Toronto, Ontario.
And lapses defensively. Arizona not out on the shooter. No closeout.
Gay fouled him from behind. A reach in on Hassan Adams. First foul on Gay. 9 team fouls.
Arizona shot an anemic 28% in yesterday's game against Kansas. Not much better today, in large part because their offense has not run smoothly. They've not made a lot of passes before shooting. They've taken shots that have been contested.
Dave, you were a good player, great player, let's say like Gay. You were a good player. What a foul to commit when you want to stay in the game, out that far from the basket.
Boone trying to weave through the timber, and he was fouled by Kirk Walters, the junior from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
The silent warrior. Good grab, the poise to get under control.
Really well. He runs the floor. He goes rim to rim very effectively, and he's also a big-time rebounder. His long arm, he gets his hands on a lot of rebounds.
He just plays, too. Do you ever notice? Always under control.
Low maintenance player.
This is an area he does struggle a little bit. A little high forehead, a little kiss out of Maryland.
Late banking hours in Hawaii.
First point for Boone. He can smile, celebrated his 21st birthday here in Maui yesterday. The high arcing offensively by Armstrong, and he will go to line.
They do have their big people in position to go up strong and dominate.
Well, they fight hard in that second position to get inside and get after an offensive rebound. They don't just surrender to a block out.
2 fouls on Kirk Walters. They had charged the previous foul to Mustafa Shakur. But here's Armstrong, for the most part a role player in recent years. He'll play a more prominent role in his senior season.
Me about the UConn program. Jim Calhoun will credit a lot of the program's success to the fact that they play through every play. They don't quit on a play, especially in practice. I was at a UConn practice once where a kid got hurt during a play. Nothing serious, just sort of sprained an ankle. And they dragged him off the floor. A couple guys came in, dragged him off the floor. They kept playing and to the completion of the play. And Calhoun credited the national championship a couple years ago to that sort of philosophy when Emeka Okafor didn't quit on a rebound, wound up taking it away from a Duke guy laying it in at a championship game because of it.
That started at Northeastern, though. I mean, he was relentless. Those kids gave him everything. They would play up above their level because of that reason.
Adams, strong drive, and he was able to finish even with Hilton Armstrong lunging out at him.
Well, that's what they need more of from him. He can really put it on the deck and get to the rim.
There, Hassan Adams was a player, not trying to prove he's a shooter. Just has to do the simple things well.
Garrison found a gap, almost didn't have enough on the pass, back out to Rashad Anderson. Garrison at the foul line stripped. Great hands by Rogers. Last pass touched by Connecticut. Jim Calhoun flies off the bench.
They got it the wrong way. The refs are consulting.
Ed Hightower didn't seem convinced in making the call, a little bit hesitant, and now he'll yield.
Good coordination. Jim's losing a step, by the way. He used to be out there quicker. Calhoun, that is.
And a very well officiated tournament here. 2:43 to go, first half. Connecticut with an 8-point lead.
Connecticut's offense right now, but I'll tell you what, their defense has been pretty darn good.
Garrison missed a three, and way up into the air went Shakur for the rebound. Radenovich, the ball handling. Could not finish.
Could not find a guard.
What a rebound by Armstrong. Big time snatch. An aggressive nature. Boy, you'd love to see that out of him.
Radenovich bandaged. He took a shot last night and was bleeding profusely.
Well, that was Sasha Khan that hit him. I think his elbow came down.
Almost took another one there from Armstrong. The foul is on Mohamed Tangara, just off their bench moments ago, a freshman from Mali. He played in 5 games last year before being granted a medical red shirt with back problems that caused him a lot of pain and numbness. He says he's 100% now.
If anybody in the UConn program has, quote-unquote, waited their turn, you'd have to say it was Hilton Armstrong. I mean, he's battled against, in practice every day, against and Charlie Villanueva, and stayed resolute, and he's matured into a very nice player that I think's got a professional future.
You know, they're not doing a good job of screening that zone, Jay, Connecticut. I mean, they're not really getting people free. It's all the perimeter.
The lead is 10, matching the largest margin for UConn tonight. And a hold away from the ball.
And the dive.
His second, the team's 10th, the double bonus. Generally, when you get 2 fouls in the first half at Connecticut, you come to the bench alongside Jim Calhoun and his talented staff. See Pat Sellers and Andre LaFleur, George Blaney and Tom Moore. You mentioned Northeastern. Andre LaFleur, another of the players. He was a standout at Northeastern, helped put that program on the map, and a lot of people helped Jim Calhoun along. Who was his successor at Northeastern, recruited a lot of that great talent that helped Jim Calhoun win and got him the opportunity to move on to Connecticut. Carl was the head coach after Jim left, and to this day I still can't figure out why Northeastern didn't keep Carl Fogel as the head coach.
Nice man, then he went to Erie, didn't he?
Yeah, he kept winning. They got rid of him, and they haven't come close to having the same kind of program consistently since. Marcus Johnson, the freshman, to Garrison. Then 2 freshman guards in the game for Connecticut. Marcus Johnson is from Los Angeles, out of Westchester High School, one of the best high school programs in the country. Brown got his own miss. Moon with it very close to the cylinder, couldn't get the tip to go. And Shakur played it ahead to Rogers.
Nice pass to Tangara. Radenovich bites you in different. Terrific look.
Bucket for Tangara. Nearing a minute to go. First half, UConn by 7. Tough pass, yep. Shakur got his hand on it, and then a throwaway. Radenovich gave it to Boone, and the error compounded by Marcus Williams.
That's a tough play. He didn't want to get a jump ball with an assist to the opponent. It's not what you're after.
Especially after they'd worked so hard to get a defensive stop.
Not a good look in there, as Sean mentioned.
Too tough of a pass, but you certainly don't want to try that pass sort of cross court along the baseline, almost like the same rule of don't save it under the opponent's basket.
Boone converts, the lead 10 again with under a minute to go. 4 points for Josh Boone. Half the game last year.
Josh doesn't have many touches. He'll take it from the opponent.
He was the Big East Defensive Player of the Year last year. Rogers a contested three off balance, run down by Shakur. The bounce to Radinovic. Radinovic for three.
Nice job by Shakur. Took the traffic away and then the kickback.
They can take one shot. Calhoun wants a timeout to set up the last play of the half. 13.8 to go in the first half here on Maui. Cable operator or satellite provider today, the NIT season tip-off. A big part of Feast Week presented by Lowe's.
I can't wait to see Memphis play again in that tournament. John Calipari has a group of athletes.
Marcus Williams the block, and it does not roll in.
Unselfish
shot buzzer. Denham Brown and the Huskies off to a 7-point lead. Denham had 10. Halftime here at the EA Sports Maui Invitational. Here's Reese.
Welcome to the UPS Halftime Report.
We had a look at the stats, and the second half is underway. Craig Austrie was limited to just 6 minutes after picking up 2 fouls in the second half with Gay, Brown, Boone, and Armstrong.
I think a good move by Lute Olson to stick with the zone, because most teams this early don't have all their zone stuff in. They're not as proficient against zone.
And yet that time Armstrong was in the short corner, made a great decision, good ball reversal. But yeah, coaches lament the fact they don't have everything in at this time of year.
Gay with the first bucket of the second half. He has 4. The Connecticut lead is 9. They led by as many as 10 on a couple of occasions in the first half. Walters the dunk.
That was impressive. Good footwork.
Boy, he's making those moves against some pretty accomplished players.
Absolutely. And a shot blocker.
It's not like he's playing in Canada or anything.
Oh, come on now.
Come on, I'm teasing you.
Just rescued you from an international episode.
Same play here, and well done again.
And Boone was fouled by Kirk Walters. And that's the 3rd foul on the junior.
But really by Kirk Walters to spin around a very good defender. The Big East Defensive Player of the Year last year, Josh Boone, and Boone was just a little too straight up and down.
But if you hug a guy and you're the offensive man, he knows where your weight is, which way to drop step, and a terrific read. And he still continued. Walters with a great move, but Josh struggles from this line.
We're 57% free throw shooter. 2 for 4 now tonight from the line.
There you go.
Here's Mustafa Shakur with Chris Rogers, Hassan Adams, Kirk Walters, and Ivan Radinovic for Arizona. They are 1-0 on the year. Their first game of the season was the victory last night over Kansas. Connecticut played Pepperdine on the way over here, beat the Waves, and then won here last night in Maui against Arkansas.
Radinovic with a nice job putting down the floor because Armstrong's to move those puppies. Hilton, again, you mentioned straight up and down. Same thing there.
Colin Hilton Armstrong, his first. Adams, rebounded by Radinovic. You've seen Adams more than I have. Does he always shoot the ball like that? Even when he's wide open, the legs falling back on every shot. Well, he was there close to the bucket.
That was what I was going to talk about, is the fact that he's falling away on his shot, not going straight up and down. Is it representative of the way he normally shoots? Well, he's an athlete that gets a lot of air underneath him when he gets up and, off of his feet. And usually great leapers aren't great shooters, but he does need to go straight up and down. He needs to take better shots. The quality of his shots has been low. That's why his percentage has been low.
Yeah, he needs a middle game, Sean. That's the problem.
Armstrong put it on. Rogers thought he had a clean strip, but Ed Hightower did not agree. First foul on Rogers, and the second on the team.
I like the energy of Lute Olson when you think of it. He's a little older than you fellas.
He's 71 years old.
And just demanding of his team. And I guess 25 years now I've watched him. it doesn't seem any different what he expects from them and what he demands from them.
1956 graduate of Augsburg. There's so many connections between the schools and the players, the coaches involved in this tournament this year. Aaron Grease was the coach at Chaminade last year. He left to become the coach at Augsburg, Lute Olson's alma mater.
Little weather change for him.
Oh, yeah. From Honolulu to Minnesota.
Nice move. That's what he's got to do. Incidentally, early in the game, he drove baseline. Hasn't driven much that time. Great pursuit of the 10.
For Hassan Adams, the senior from Los Angeles, leading returning active career score in the Pac-10. He's coming up on 1,300 career points. Rogers after the Connecticut turnover. Shakur the finish. And the Wildcat fans are making noise now. They have had little to cheer about tonight. Their team's within 4.
And Jim Calhoun sitting his legs crossed. He just wants to see if his team's going to work their way through it, how they're going to deal with this.
Rudy Gay lost the handle. Rogers a pull-up for 3. And Boone the rebound.
Too anxious.
And when you've got a team on the run a little bit, you let them off the hook with a quick shot.
Unless Lute Olson has become Paul Westhead overnight, I don't think he could be too pleased about what he's seen on the offensive end these last couple of. Denham Brown in the corner. The skip to Austri. Armstrong was open, didn't want to shoot it, and Boone got fouled on the way up.
What a great selection on that pass.
Foul on Rogers, his second, and a timeout.
Bit of an opening. He knocks him down. Jim Calhoun very proficient at diagramming plays, and EA doesn't.
How come the defense is so inadequate when you do this? Don't they scout this EA Sports presentation?
They should scout it.
I mean, somebody should have exchanged, popped out.
You know what's interesting is some of these coaches are using these video games now
for plays.
Well, some of them use them for recruiting. I've seen that before, where they have a recruit in. You know, you can put the players' names on their jerseys and everything, and you can put them in your own lineup and see how it'd be interesting.
Sounds Valvano-ish.
Coaches in football are doing the same thing, using the quarterbacks almost like a simulator for a pilot. At the controls of this video game, and they can look at the video game from the perspective of the quarterback looking out over the defense.
Just a little harsh with the delivery.
He's trying so hard to go into the defender.
That's that
3-ball from Chris Rogers, and all of a sudden Arizona's within 2. Oh, more than 15 minutes remaining in the second half. The winner will play Gonzaga in the EA Sports Maui Invitational Championship game here tomorrow night.
The best time to shoot a 3 after an offensive rebound.
Anderson was on the sideline right in front of his own bench. And now 2 to tie and 3 for the lead for Arizona after the 10th turnover by Connecticut, and on the heels of that beat 3 by Rogers.
The initial shot gets everybody inside of the lane and inside of that 3-point. Get back out, boy, you can get a great look. 1-4 set.
Walters handed it off to Shakur, and he charged. Ran over Rashad Anderson, and that's the 3rd foul on Mustafa Shakur.
Now there's a clear out for him. It's his play. You've got a fan dribble when the defense is there, or take the pull-up jump shot. You just don't knock guys over. And Boone in the back just making sure.
Nice little, you have Boone there to
Isn't it?
Send it back.
He really plays totally immersed on the defensive end, I think.
Arizona squandered a chance to tie or take the lead. It's UConn's ball. 14:40 left. Austri with Brown, Boone, Gay, and Anderson for Coach Calhoun. Anderson missed a 3. Walters the rebound with Radenovich, Rogers, Shakur, and Adams.
Arizona, it's really taken Rudy Gay out of it. Kind of made UConn forget about him.
On the rebounding action against Connecticut. It's on Rudy Gay, number 2 on Gay. And the second team foul on the Huskies in this half.
Boy, Rogers is so good putting it on the floor and really getting attention.
Son Adams trying to shed Denham. And now Chris Rogers. Shakur inside Radenovich, working on Gay. Gay had a piece of the arm, and that's 2 quick fouls consecutively against Gay. 3 in all, and Jim Calhoun's going to send Hilton Armstrong onto the court.
And Jay, they're doing a better job this half, getting the ball into spots where they can get to the free throw line or get UConn into foul problems. Another nice little drop step.
Well, not a good effort there by Rudy Gay. He was bodying up Radenovich. When he got the ball in the post, that's when you want to back off a little bit and play him like an athlete.
Turn and face.
That's what Walters is trying to do. And he threw it away, trying to feed Radenovich. 7 turnovers for Arizona.
One thing that Walters needs is a go-to move in the post. Something, you know, a little shoulder, turnaround jumper over his right, something he can go to
consistently.
Yeah, when he feels his man on one hip, that's what he's going to do.
Armstrong, the bounce pass to Garrison. He moves it quickly to Denham Brown. Wonderful ball movement. That continues. Brown scores inside off an assist from Rashadi Anderson.
And just a great cut by Brown, getting free. Ran from the corner right to the rim.
Brown to go right into Hassan Adams, a great athlete, and neutralize him.
Hassan Adams from the free throw line. 9 for Hassan.
You like his game a little more this half? Mixed it up.
Under control.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a straight up and down shot. This is, Sean had pointed out before, you're not falling back.
Denham Brown, a little short with it. And out of bounds, last touch by Arizona.
Moving the ball from side to side. The nice cut underneath by Denham Brown and the strength in the finish.
Here comes Brett Brielmeyer back into the ball game. He started. Hasn't played much tonight. Kirk Walters goes out. Brielmeyer 6'6", 235, sophomore from Mankato, Minnesota.
And if they can get something on the opposite block as they did when Brown lusted himself, huh?
Backcourt violation. And yet another chance for Arizona to tie or take the lead.
One-time head coach George Blaney. He has seen it all, whether as a pro or a college coach.
Head coach at Holy Cross for many years, Seton Hall. In his 5th year with Jim Calhoun. Rogers, the Arizona fans thought he got hit. Boone cleared up the miss.
And Boone gets his mitts on it, Sean. He didn't give it up.
They're moving the ball nicely. Getting much to show for it. Garrison, a cross-court pass, intercepted by Adams. Radenovich, and Arizona leads for the first time tonight.
And a nice play by Adams, too. Early in the game, he would have taken the jumper that time, under control, cross-court to Radenovich.
Sean McDonough, Jay Billis, Bill Raftery back at the EA Sports Maui Invitational. Second semifinal, Gonzaga, winner in 3 overtimes over Michigan State. Will play the winner of this one in tomorrow's championship game. Rudy Gay to Denham Brown. Greg Austrie back on the floor for the Huskies, who trail for the first time tonight. Hilton Armstrong and Jeff Adler out there for Jim Calhoun. Oh my goodness, Gay took his eyes off the pass. It hit him right in the hands. And it's the 13th turnover for Connecticut. An off night for Rudy Gay. As soon as we're finished with Arizona and Connecticut.
Sean, you think the adjustments Arizona has made in shot selection must have been addressed at halftime? Much better.
Mustafa Shakur handed it off to Hassan Adams. Ivan Radinovich couldn't drive on Hilton Armstrong. Rogers the kick out. Adams for three. Long rebound to Rogers. Shakur thought about a three and then thought better of it.
Boy, they look like a different team, Arizona. They're running things now, getting good shots.
Within the philosophy right now. Nothing bad or...
Radinovich, nice move, but then he stumbled a bit as he went to throw up the shot. Shakur from 17 feet. And finally controlled by Hilton Armstrong. His 7th rebound. Gay continues to struggle. Boy, he was brilliant last night. He's been a different guy. It was 4 points, 2 in each half.
I didn't like that shot.
No, too quick.
Yeah, and challenged. Bad combination. And Jimmy Calhoun calling Rudy Gay. Well, he didn't like his shot at the other end.
I think he wants him to get something going to the 10.
Wouldn't be a bad idea for him just to get him into the game. A little bit lethargic looking.
Well, he's so athletic to settle for jump shots. I mean, he's a good shooter. It's not that that was necessarily a bad shot. But when you're having to struggle to get going, sometimes getting to the free throw line, and it gives you that confidence and gets you going where you can heat up.
Approaching the midpoint of the second half. The foul on Brielmeyer was his 2nd and the 5th against Arizona. Brown used the screen from Hilton Armstrong. That's a 3, and Connecticut reclaims the lead.
Screen the zone.
Screen the zone, and you've got a guy in Denham pretty darn good at shooting off the dribble. I didn't know his range extended that far off the dribble.
Daniel Dillon back on the court for Arizona. He played for the Australian national team in the World University Games over the summer. And Walter shoved in the back as he tried to set up a move. Hilton Armstrong has committed 2 fouls. Feast Week presented by Lowe's continues tomorrow. It's the last day of the EA Sports Maui Invitational. Maryland will take on Arkansas at 2 Eastern on ESPN. 3rd place game, Michigan State against on ESPN 2. And here on ESPN, the championship game, 10 p.m. Eastern time, 7 on the West Coast, 5 o'clock here in Hawaii.
Ooh, got away with that.
And another foul called. It's on Austrie, his 3rd. 5 team fouls against Calhoun. To run Rob Garrison back into the game. Adrian and Radinovich dive for it. It's scooped up by Gay. And then taken away by Daniel Dillon.
Really not alert. Not Rudy Gay type of play right now.
We talk about the popularity of basketball around the world, the exposure of college basketball. Dillon went back to Australia this summer. He said he had people coming up to him on this as Tim saying, "You're the guy who plays for the University of Arizona."
Now you have the same problem in Boston. As highly regarded. And Radinovich continues to impress, Sean.
That was a long 2 to tie the game. Gay. Still can't get anything good to happen. Well, he was so assertive, so smooth last night. Wonder if fatigue might be an issue tonight for Rudy Gay. Looks a little sluggish.
Well, sometimes and all of a sudden you're on a downer, and you have to work yourself out of it. That time, at least he tried to go to the rim.
They still have to impact the game in other ways, and Rudy Gay,
even
timing off.
Harrison lobbed it in intended for Gay, but he had moved. Prince threw it up in the air, and Adams dunked it.
That is his game. Open floor. One of the truly high scorers in college basketball. Send it in.
How about UConn? Nobody getting back.
Right now, it's just 5 men standing around on offense for the Huskies. They're still all standing around, and Brown's running out. The action continues here at the EA Sports Maui Invitational. Hassan Adams and the Arizona Wildcats have come from double digits down to take a lead.
He's changed his game this half, getting to the rim, and then when you get set to enjoy something like this, you can appreciate it. Extraordinary leaping ability.
Hassan Adams guarded by Denham Brown. The whole side of the court to himself as they clear out. The trip to the free throw line.
Luke's showing a lot of confidence in him now. That was a set play for him. Guard, backdoor, guard around, a little one-on-one.
Clear aside for him, and he's so athletic. It's a similar play, actually, that they ran for him in the regional final last year against Illinois. But that's where Adams is at his best, when he can use his athleticism. He supplements the other things he does so well by hitting the occasional perimeter shot. And I still maintain that he's not that can hit shots, but his, the way he's going to be great is to make plays out there.
Arizona picked to win the Pac-10 again this year in their preseason media poll ahead of Stanford, UCLA, and Washington. The predicted order finished at the top. The Wildcats 30-7 last year. Lost in that excruciating game to Illinois in the Elite Eight. And they had a 15-point lead with under 4 minutes to go, losing by 1. They returned 10 players from that team. Shot clock at 3. Brown missed a long 3. Boone ran down the rebound. They won't wait long. This time it's Rashad Anderson to tie the game for Connecticut.
Boone's just terrific. Very unselfish. Knew the better shooter.
The inbound pass picked off by Anderson. Brown got his own rebound. And teammates.
Surprised that Adams would let that pass go. He just kind of threw it up for grabs for fear of getting a 5-second call. You'd be better off getting the 5-second call and throwing it away like that.
Boone underneath. Made a strong move and got slapped on the arm by Hassan Adams.
I think they can get the ball where they want in there if they are somewhat patient. Nice little high job in the short corner, and Boone trying to right himself.
Boone staying behind job, going up strong and getting raked. Usually when the ball flies up, that means the defender's got an arm. If it goes down, more likely he got the ball.
3 fouls on Adams. 6 team fouls on Arizona. Each team is 6, so the next for each will make it a 1-on-1 situation.
So have you noticed he's gotten away, he being Josh Boone, from the plumb bob? Remember how he used to stick it out and then put it back now? But tonight, he's had a soft touch without doing that.
Very high arcing free throws. Looks like he has spent a lot of time working on that in the offseason. Trying to improve on that 57% career percentage. 8 points for Boone. Connecticut by 2 as we go under 6 minutes remaining. Marcus Williams a little long with it. Dillon crashed the boards, but Brown got it. And Armstrong runs the floor, and he's fouled by Marcus Williams.
Why? Why foul? Beat it.
Off the rebound, Hilton Armstrong leaks out early. And a freshman mistake by Marcus Williams, not able to do anything to bother that finish. Just giving him an opportunity for a 3-point play and the momentum shift to UConn.
Armstrong has 11 points. End of the season with a career average of 3 points per game. He has 12 points now, tying his career high against Virginia Tech in 2003. The lead back to 5 for the Huskies. 5.5 minutes to go. UConn has scored 8 straight points. Radenovich bumped on the drive. And that was a tight whistle.
A little room to play.
Jim Calhoun didn't like it. Third foul on Hilton Armstrong.
I'm out of change. No more nickel divers.
And we know you wouldn't reach in for $1 or a quarter even.
Well, I ruined the trip.
Radinovic, the free throw shooter. How much? 15 points and now 16 off the bench.
How much better has Radinovic been today compared for 9? Today, much more aggressive, much more effective.
16 and 7 tonight for the junior, who added 20 pounds of muscle in the offseason to play inside or out. Second free throw spun off to Rudy Gay. Austria with Anderson, Gay, Brown, and Boone.
Interesting now with the high post there. Opens up the baseline a little bit more, and Austria, because they're paying attention inside, gets the look.
He might not always make the best of decisions because he's a young player, but Austria does have a lot of poise.
I think he's been very solid in these 2 games, giving them what they need. Rogers shuffled his feet. 10 turnovers for the Wildcats. Zona. Hilton Armstrong's going to come back in. And Boone will get a breather with 4:51 to go, and the Huskies up by 6.
Arizona sticking with this 1-3-1 zone.
A little different look on one block, Armstrong on the other.
And then Brown shut off. And a 3 out of the corner by Austria, the freshman, stepping to the forefront here in the late stages of this one. He is 9.
That's where you're going to get some good things, because Mustafa Shakur has to run that baseline end to end. If you reverse it, you're going to get some openings in that corner.
They got a little small change on Austria, but they put Gay in the corner, and that opened up the jump shot. Now he occupies people so they can't get out. As you mentioned, the baseline, that's a long way to run and cover.
Austria at the other end called for his 4th foul, the 9 points, a career high. He's playing in the 3rd game of his college career. Freshman from Stamford, Connecticut, out of Trinity Catholic High School. He heads to the bench. He was the Connecticut State High School Player of the Year last year. 2 times All-State. Played on 2 state championship teams at Trinity Catholic, and they were the runners-up on the other 2 years. Shakur. All of a sudden, it's slipping away from Arizona. We tick down near 4 minutes left. Connecticut ahead without very much at all from Gay, who missed a little left-handed runner. Out of bounds to Arizona after a media timeout. Time running out, down by 9.
Oh, there's no place like home for the holidays.
Come to Lowe's, where there's a store within a store with amazing holiday values. You'll find festive new decorations you won't find anywhere else, as well as a huge selection of quality pre-lit trees. Even new inflatable outdoor decorations that only Lowe's has. So come to Lowe's, where you'll save more this holiday season.
Sweet home.
Being able to track packages is critical to our customers. That's why we've developed a more advanced scanning system. You see, we take delivering information as seriously as delivering packages.
UPS, what can Brown do for you?
Now on DVD, discover that size does matter.
I'm really sorry.
I was in the pool! With a gift set that includes the extraordinary puffy shirt collectible.
Hi, Captain.
And much more.
Let's start the insanity.
Seinfeld, the seasons 5 and 6 DVD gift set.
This is Titanium. In their revolutionary titanium shaving system, designed for a shave that's incredibly close and comfortable. Remington Titanium. It could just make all other shavers obsolete.
What's the difference between 10:30 a.m. and 10:31 a.m.? 365,000 very obsessive people. UPS delivers more packages on time than anyone.
ESPN brings you two of the nation's strongest conferences in a one-of-a-kind early season. The Big Ten ACC Challenge presented by Cisco Systems. The battle begins Monday and continues through Wednesday on ESPN and ESPN2.
Later on SportsCenter, LeBron and the Cavs after the 8th straight win. And Big Papi explains why Manny is done in Boston. Plus, Teddy Bruschi's first TV interview since his incredible comeback. SportsCenter after the game.
Reese Davis with you, championship classic. Iowa and Texas Longhorns had to come from behind in this game. Kenton Paulino can't get it to go. There's LaMarcus Aldridge in the clutch again. Texas wins it 68-59.
And we'll find out tomorrow who the winner of this tournament is, the EA Sports Maui Invitational. It'll be Gonzaga or the winner of this game. The winner of this one will play the Zags. 10 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN tomorrow night. Right now it's Connecticut by virtue of a last 4 minutes and 22 seconds. Up by 9, nearly matching their largest lead, which was 10 on several occasions tonight. Daniel Dillon, Ivan Radenovich guarded up high by Boone. Now Adams. Rebound Boone.
Boy, it's been 1 and out for Arizona, and when Hassan Adams takes away a pretty good offensive rebounder from the Wildcats.
They had opened up the middle 3-2 offense. Luke not real happy with the kind of shots they're getting. He's out to greet the team.
Jim Calhoun a timeout. He'll use it to send Rob Garrison into the game. Earlier tonight, the three by Maurice Ager of Michigan State tied the game at 80 and forced overtime. A chance to win it for Gonzaga. Play was still ongoing. They heard the shot clock horn and everybody stopped with the game tied, but JP Batista missed. And then Shannon Brown traveled as Michigan State had a chance. Adam Morrison set the single game Maui Invitational record with 43 points. Maurice Ager was brilliant in defeat for Michigan State. He had 36, a career high, and Gonzaga prevailed here. And hard to imagine there's ever been a better game here. 109-106 was the final.
Is that as good an offensive performance you've seen, both of you, Morrison's?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he did it in a variety of different ways. He scored in a variety of different ways. He made plays. He drew attention to himself that opened up his teammates. I thought it was spectacular. Ager wasn't far behind, was he?
No, he wasn't. And great to see him come out strong.
Dillon knocked the ball out of bounds. And here's Gay back into the ball game for Rashad Anderson. Just 4 points tonight for Rudy Gay.
He comes off the double, but too much pressure on the ball.
You get the feeling that Jim Calhoun is milking Rashad. I don't think he's quite himself. Anderson, in, out. Must be still some lingering impact from last year. Just a guess.
I think there's no question that's the case.
Here's Garrison after the fourth, fouled by Shakur. We missed the front end of a 1-and-1. It's the bonus each way now. Under 3 minutes to go. Shakur fouled by Garrison.
Floor there to get back. Well, he's got some speed and coverage.
3 fouls on Garrison. 9 team fouls. Garrison was a late recruit. He committed over the summer to Connecticut. He intended to go to prep school. Connecticut had a spot for him. He decided to come to Stores. Timeout Arizona. Down by 9 with under 3 minutes to go. Tomorrow night ESPN2 basketball's NIT season tip-off continues. A semifinal doubleheader from New York. Duke against Drexel. And UCLA against Memphis, 3 of the top 16 teams in the country there. And Bruiser Flint, the former University of Massachusetts coach, with a solid Drexel club.
Sure, surprising everybody. Duke looked awfully good against Seton Hall.
It looked like that was the side of the bracket that Missouri would come through. But it's
going to be a terrific game. I mean, Jordan Farmar is an outstanding guard. I think one guy that's not getting near the credit he deserves is Aaron Aflalo.
And of course, he's don't forget Farmer's off that little ankle injury too. So we'll be curious to see what impact he will have in that game.
And John Calipari has an incredibly athletic team. They're getting out and pressing and really speeding the game and increasing the amount of possessions in the game. They came out and really played very, very well against Alabama.
A pretty good lead guard there in Washington.
Oh, he's a big-time guy. Hard to stay in front of Darius Washington.
2 misses by Shakur. They're now 8 out of 18 from the free throw line. That's been the big difference in this game. A 9-point lead. But they've been outscored by 12 at the free throw line as Connecticut's made 20 of 25 while Arizona's 8 out of 18.
The 2 free throws, you can't get your press set up. Turnover, some activity.
Hilton Armstrong at the line. That's his career high with 12 points tonight. 6 out of 7 from the line. For the last 1-and-1 situation, the 9th-team foul against Arizona. It was on Adams, his 4th. They've matched their largest lead, and now they have the largest lead of the night, 11 points. Marcus Johnson in for Armstrong, who gets a standing ovation from the Husky partisans behind their bench.
He's gotten better. Keeps getting better. Jay mentioned playing against so many good people the past 3 years.
This is going to be for Hilton Armstrong a payoff for all the work he's done.
There you go. Hassan to the promised land.
Gets them back within 9. 2.5 minutes to go. Johnson the push. Boone juggled it, but did not travel. Lute Olson up off the bench. He wanted to call, and he's not going to get it. When this score stays this way, Connecticut was on to win. Feel pretty good about the fact they could win against a good team on a night when their star Rudy Gay was way off.
It also tells you how deep they are. And off air we talked about Denham Brown taking over at that point forward mentality. Great contributions, leading the team, and their frontline people are so good. I mean, they can carry situations as the young people learn in the backcourt. Chris
Rogers makes the free throw. They're back within 10.
You know what else UConn had tonight? Rashad stepped forward and had some pretty darn good games and made some plays.
Deep shots.
Rogers, senior from Portland, Oregon, Woodrow Wilson High School. Put his name in for the NBA draft after last year and then withdrew it. They're bringing the pressure.
Anderson can make shots, but also free throws, too. Another reason Jimmy has him in there.
Certainly Anderson, and particularly Denham Brown, and I have done a nice job handling the ball, as you guys have noted, taking some of the pressure off these freshman guards. Timeout called by Connecticut.
Wolfpack. 6 yards to go for the first down. It's going to call it 3rd down and 5. Ball at the 24.
Stone does not suffer from lack of confidence, even though his numbers aren't that great. He feels very confident in his abilities.
He can tuck it under and run, slides in, apparently stopped just short of the 30-yard line where he had to get for the first down. Conrad Bolston made the stop on him that time.
Well, this is youth and inexperience talking, Mark. It's 3rd down and 6. You got to know how far you're going to run, and if you're going to do the baseball slide short of the first down marker, you're not going to get a lot of respect from your linemen who are blocking. That's when he's got to put his neck roll on, lower his head. Lanyap. No lanyap there, no extra.
And as a result, Chris, it's a 3 and out for the Wolfpack. JoJo Walker goes back to stand on his own 33-yard line. John Delaney punting from his own 14 for North Carolina State. A high spiral, a short one comes down, and it's fumbled. It's loose. And North Carolina State recovers the fumble. Marcus Hudson there to pounce on the loose ball. And the Wolfpack get the first.
Well, indecision by JoJo. Ball's in the air, it hits the ground. Get away from it, because you never know the type of hop it's going to take. JoJo's a playmaker, so he wants to try to make a play. I don't mind guys picking up the ball off the bounce if there's not red shirts around you. The blocking wasn't great. JoJo made a poor decision, took his eyes off the ball when he tried to pick the ball up. Marcus Hudson there to pounce.
Off the 37-yard punt, 1st and 10 now as Maryland was last week. One of them coming back for an interception against Boston College. It cost them. We see it cost them here on 1st down and 10. The toss goes to Andre Brown. Brown with a nice run down to the 25-yard line, picking up about 8. Brought down by Holloway. As we look at the Nivea for Men starting lineups for the Terps defense, Savage, Bolston, Moore, and Trey Covington. The linebackers conspicuously absent is William Kershaw. We'll tell you about that in just a bit. Jackson, the team's best player defensively. McPherson and Wilson on the corners. Harris and Varner. Now Kershaw is in uniform on the sidelines, watching on 2nd down and 2. Brown stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down and short. Now, there's a look at Kershaw. I have to explain that earlier this season, after a Halloween incident at a local restaurant and grill, Coach Friesian announced that he would suspend 3 players 1 game for violating team rules. Now, they have not identified those laws, but according to the Washington Post sources, Derek Fenner, the wide receiver who did not start today, William Kershaw, who you saw a few moments ago right there, and Drew Weatherly did not play against North Carolina a few weeks ago. Those are the 3 players.
You see the angst on Kershaw's face, wanting to be in there with his teammates. That's tough. It's tough to sit out when you're in a big game.
And Kershaw,
North Carolina State,
to add to that,
called by the head coach.
Kershaw is also, so he has to sit this one out with friends and family members watching. Timeout by the Wolfpack. We'll be back after this.
And the first thing I do is I get rid of all of his photos. I get rid of all the little, concert tickets and stuff like that we went to together. I delete his email. And the last thing I do in a breakup is I delete him from my cell phone. It is so great because when you go to the phone and you delete it and your phone asks, "Are you sure?" And you look at your phone and you're like, "Oh yeah, I'm sure." He wasn't in my phone anymore. David who?
You're quite right in thinking that this is a situation that calls for an absurd British comedy.
Drain the pool, get on your board, and wall plant 3 times. And lose the scarf.
Oh, we never survive. You see, unless we get a little bit crazy.
How's that? Want incredible entertainment experiences in your lap? Get Intel Centrino mobile technology.
What does America need right now?
How about an assurance from Dodge?
What would that be?
Gas and scheduled maintenance for 2 years.
A 60,000-mile limited warranty.
Engine, transmission, oil changes. They're all covered.
What does it mean to you?
I can fill up my tank without emptying my wallet.
Scheduled maintenance is taken care of.
Gas, maintenance, warranty.
What else is there?
It's our Miles of Freedom plan. Now till the end of the year, get 2 years of gas and scheduled maintenance and a 5-year or 60,000-mile limited warranty on a 6 models. It's all taken care of.
Gingerbread Blast. Sonic's got it, others don't. It's your favorite holiday cookie, crumbled into a delicious frozen treat. Sonic's new Gingerbread Blast. Buy a reloadable My Sonic card today and give the gift of great food. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba.
Do 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 do. Game Tap, where you can play hundreds of the greatest video games right from your PC, all for just $14.95 a month.
Hey!
Game Tap. Expand your playground. Gift cards available at GameTap.com/joystick. Some games rated E to T, not all games rated by the ESRB.
I'm Mark Jones along with Chris Spielman and Rob Stone. You're watching ESPN's coverage of college football with Maryland taking on North Carolina State from Carter Finley Stadium in Raleigh. The ESPN College Football Encyclopedia, the biggest reference guide ever published on the history of the sport. Read about profiles, fight songs from all the schools, as well as box scores from every major bowl game ever played, Heisman vote breakdowns, and a lot more. Available now wherever books are sold. Due to time constraints, we'll be moving ahead in our coverage right after these messages.
Wherever you see greatness, there's much you don't see. The path that led to the goal, the support of others, and the careful way everything's choreographed to create an effortless end. Fueled by 150 years of team, students, faculty, and staff, the University of Maryland is now a leading public research university. And together, there's so much more we can do. The University of Maryland. Fear the turtle.
Tonight, top conferences clash in the Big Ten ACC Challenge. At 7, Wisconsin tips off against Wake Forest. Then at 9, Illinois seeks revenge against North Carolina in a rematch of last year's NCAA championship game. ESPN 2 at 7:30. It's Purdue and Florida State, followed by the Miami Hurricanes versus the Michigan Wolverines. It's all on tonight. For all the latest all the time, turn to ESPN News.
For cozy nights by the fire or to warm your home all winter, nothing heats better than wood. But if you're tired of splitting wood by hand or renting large machines, why not let the Swift Split do it for you? The Swift Split by Mantis is easy to use, and it's electric. Just plug it in, and you're ready to split. Its solid steel design and 5-ton hydraulic force can cut through the toughest logs, up to 12 inches thick. And because it's electric, the Swift Split runs quietly and cleanly, and can even be used indoors for small jobs or during bad weather. All you do is load your log, push both buttons, and watch it go. Split as much or as little as you need, when you need it. We're so confident you'll love the Swift Split that we're offering a 1-year money. We call it the Mantis Promise, and it's the only one of its kind. Swift Split, the easy splitter from Mantis.
On the season. This one from 38 yards out. And that is true. Rainey gives North Carolina State a 3-0 lead, capitalizing on the fumbled punt by JoJo Walker. Chuck Amato's team trying to get back to bowl to this.
It seems like everyone's rushing to get things done faster. But sometimes the best solution is to slow things down. Budweiser Select starts with the finest American and Bavarian hops. Then we brew it longer, giving the beer a full flavor that's easy to drink. Why do we slow things down to make Budweiser Select? It's worth it. Budweiser Select. Expect everything.
Sometimes the best performances are the ones you may not know about. Evergreen Investments.
I told her I was a general, and she believed it. You're so full of it, Paige.
Jimmy, help Paige. Doyle, flank that position. Covering fire.
My job to lead these men. None of them are gonna die under my command.
Brothers in Arms, earned in blood. Rated M for mature.
Taco Bell's new Chipotle Grilled Stuffed Burrito. Loaded with carne asada steak, Chipotle seasoned rice, spicy Southwest Chipotle sauce, and 3 melted cheeses. All wrapped up and grilled to go. For the perfect balance of flavor and spice, think outside the bun.
What does America need right now?
How about an assurance from Dodge?
What would that be?
Gas years.
A 60,000-mile limited warranty.
Engine, transmission, oil changes. They're all covered.
What does it mean to you?
I can fill up my tank without emptying my wallet.
Scheduled maintenance is taken care of.
Gas maintenance warranty?
What else is there?
It's our Miles of Freedom plan. Now till the end of the year, get 2 years of gas and scheduled maintenance and a 5-year or 60,000-mile limited warranty on a great selection of 05 and 06 models. It's all taken care of.
I'm Mark Jones along with Chris Spielman and Rob Stone. You're watching ESPN's coverage of college football with Maryland taking on North Carolina State from Carter. The ESPN College Football Encyclopedia, the biggest reference guide ever published on the history of the sport. Read about profiles, records, stat leaders, fight songs from all the schools, as well as box scores from every major bowl game ever played, Heisman vote breakdowns, and a lot more. Available now wherever books are sold. Due to time constraints, we'll be moving ahead in our coverage right after these messages.
Redesigned 2006 Saturn Vue. Get a new 2006 Vue starting at $17,990, 1.9% APR, and receive a $500 Target gift card.
Getting the whole family to agree on toppings isn't easy. So we rearranged families by what they like.
Pepperoni, follow me! Are you having any ham and pineapple?
Then we had a better idea.
Yeah, give them the new More For All pizza from Pizza Hut. 4 individual pizzas topped any way you want. Create 1 extra large pizza, all just $13.99. Now everyone gets more of what they love. The extra large More For All pizza. More for me, more for you, more for all.
SPDR.com.
He used to run and jump in little league like he do it in the pros. And that used to scare me. I got a weak heart, and I can't have them jumping up in the air trying to jump over 15 to 20 people.
And it goes real quick. He doesn't have to extend his arm. He can just flip the wrist and the ball will go 60 yards.
And the same stuff that he's doing in the NFL now, he did when he was in high school.
It's a deep part of his heart that he would like to still be in. He's like that.
Welcome back, everyone, to Raleigh, North Carolina. ESPN College Football presented by Nokia. Maryland trailing North Carolina State 3-0. The winner of this game becomes bowl eligible with its 6th victory of the season. First down and 10 from the 4-yard line. Tony Baker now getting his first rep at running back, and he takes the handoff from Marcus Stone. Stopped up on the play. Tony Baker, a highly recruited.
The 2006 Saturn Ion. Get a new 2006 Ion starting at $12,490, 1.9% APR, and receive a $500 Target gift card.
Like Dwayne Wade, they've actually negotiated Final Cut of their highlights.
I think that works, Dwayne. You know what? First we should go with a medium to draw the audience in. Then we should go real wide to give it a sense of context.
Dwayne, we're gonna need that highlight.
When it's ready, then we'll go.
Well, but you missed 2 shows already.
When it's ready. You think we can add a couple more defenders with CGI? That would make me look more like a hero, superhero.
It's the prisoners versus the guards.
Can I be quarterback? Hit me, I'm open. That's the reason. Sit down and shut up.
Now on demand. Rent with your remote and tackle the huge comedy. Sandler, Rock.
Will you teach me football? I'll teach you anything. Just don't eat me.
The longest yard.
I'm a little Dutch girl dressed in blue. I shouldn't be playing, should I? No.
Check your on-screen guide to rent with your remote today.
Tune to Channel 501 to watch this movie now. Time Warner Cable.
Want to know what the stars have in store for you? Grab your message, sign 17 to number 43333 and get your personal horoscope daily on your cell phone. Grab your cell phone and send the text message, sign 17 to number 43333. All answers to your questions about love, money, relationships, and personal happiness are at your fingertips. Send the text message, sign 17 to number 43333 and find out daily what's written in the stars for you.
Spielman and Rob Stone, you're watching ESPN's coverage of college football with Maryland taking on North Carolina Finley Stadium in Raleigh. The ESPN College Football Encyclopedia, the biggest reference guide ever published on the history of the sport. Read about profiles, records, stat leaders, fight songs from all the schools, as well as box scores from every major bowl game ever played, Heisman vote breakdowns, and a lot more. Available now wherever books are sold. Due to time constraints, we'll be moving ahead in our coverage right after these messages.
Ringtone. Do you want me to sing? Oh, boys, never meaning no harm. Beats all you ever saw, been in trouble with the law since the day they was born. I love it. That's my theme song.
Redesigned 2006 Saturn Vue. Get a new 2006 Vue starting at $17,990, 1.9% APR, and receive a $500 Target gift card.
Why isn't this thing lighting?
Star Wars is at BK. Get all 6 collectible hologram watches, just $1.99 each with any value meal. Own the DVD now. Own the watches forever.
"23 trips to the doctor, 7 trips to the vet, 76 trips to the grocery store, 3 weekend getaways with everything on it, 4 recitals, 23 soccer games, away, and back and forth to work every day in between. You depend on your vehicle for a lot over the course of a year. Make sure it stays dependable with regularly scheduled maintenance at your local Napa Auto Care Center."
3:45 to go in the first half. The Terps haven't scored. Walker with a catch down to the 3-yard line, and he's nickeled by Jimmy Sutton, and it depends on the spot here, but it's going to be extremely close.
Well, what happens is, okay, now they don't blitz. Well, you give Hollenbach back to Reed, time to read the coverage, and he delivers a strike. I would have kept blitzing because that was working.
Walker indicating that he thinks that they earned the first down, but that would be the natural reaction, of course, by any player on offense.
Well, it's nice to see JoJo come back. Nice plays after fumbling that punt.
Well, he got the first down with the reception. And talk about positive influences. His roommate is DeQuell Jackson.
And you see right here the pressure. They're only bringing 4 or the whole game. Dunlap has brought a number of different packages, and you have number 9, Mario Williams, bringing Tulloch coming. They're coming from all angles, all sides, all different players. That last time, Mark, they only brought 4. Maryland was able to protect, and Hollenbach surgery out there, just picking them apart when they don't bring more than 4.
He's adjusted this year by making faster and better decisions, and here he hands it off to Ball, who goes airborne and is stopped up short of the goal line at a 1-yard line. Lance Ball found out this year that lighter is better in his case. He dropped about 10 pounds from a season ago, down to 225 at 5'9", packs a punch.
That's Lance Ball, again, wanting the end zone. He got a little footful right there.
Second and goal, a lead ISO play, touchdown Lance Ball, and the Terps take the lead.
Hey Mark, when you're defending this play on the defensive line, those are your bottomers. If you got a bottomer, you better have a topper. Well, Maryland or North Carolina State defensive line did a good job of being bottomers, but the linebackers and defensive backs were no toppers, and so never should a guy be able to go over the top after one previous play.
That gives Maryland, Chris, its first score of the game. And Ball with his 6th rushing touchdown this season. Terps leading 7-3 as we approach the end of the first half. The winner of this game moves on to a bowl game. And Lance Ball just said, hey, you know what? Tower, to Lance, ready for takeoff. Back with more after this.
Every night in home workshop creating, people who pay attention to details, who consider their workbench as much of a showplace as their mantle. These are the people Dremel makes tools for, like the 400 series XPR. With high-performance attachments, expanded capabilities, and greater control, the XPR enables people to enjoy better results in everything they do, which helps turn spare time into time well spent. The Dremel 400 series XPR.
Is your daily face routine irritating the man in the mirror? Introducing Nivea for Men's Sensitive Comfortable Face. New sensitive lotion and face wash, only from Nivea for Men.
In all the world, there are a select few who at their very core are capable of incredible transformation. Under the most grueling conditions, they are shaped, hardened, sharpened, ready to stand among the most elite of all warriors, the proud Marines.
Me? I'm a problem solver. There's a problem, I solve it. One problem I thought I'd solved? My acid reflux disease. I thought it was just bad heartburn. But when I went back to my doctor, he told me over time stomach acid had damaged the lining of my esophagus. He prescribed Nexium. Said I needed more than heartburn relief. My esophagus needed repair. Nexium healed the erosions in my esophagus. And one prescription Nexium pill a day, heartburn. So I don't just feel better, I am better. My doctor did say other serious stomach conditions may still exist, and headache, diarrhea, and abdominal pain could be side effects of Nexium.
Talk to your doctor about Nexium and find out if a free trial is right for you.
Even the best problem solvers need a little help sometimes.
Nexium, the healing purple pill. If you can't afford your medications, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
This is your last chance to enter today's code word stadium at 100yardblitz.com for your chance to win a 42-inch television. College football presented by Nokia. Maryland going up 7-3 on that scoring drive a few moments ago. 11 plays, 39 yards, using up almost 6 minutes as Lance Ball, from education and elevation, he went airborne for the score. This is Blackman. Return stopped up a little over the 20. We go back to the studio in Reese.
All right, Mark, coming up on the Pontiac Performance Halftime Report, Lou Holtz, Mark May alongside, as always, the Vols, desperate in the Bluegrass State for their bowl game. We'll also look ahead to the Sunshine State Showdown and talk about the end of an era with Barry Alvarez.
And we'll explain why Barry Alvarez was loved, respected, won more bowl games than any other coach but Woody Hayes in the Big Ten.
And I'll tell you what Phil Fulmer in Tennessee has to do to right the ship to get back into bowl contention for next year.
We got to get in contention against Kentucky right now. The lead is slim, getting tight for the fellows from Rocky Top.
All right, guys, look forward to hearing from you at halftime. Busy weekend coming up in college football. Marcus Stone now 1 of 5 passing after that incompletion. Mac Frost batted it down, and it almost hit him between the numbers, Chris.
Yeah, Mac Frost recognizing screen, getting his hands up on a 3-step drop. It's a good job. You're going to see Frost up here, number 91. Plays the cut block nicely with his hands. 3-step drop, getting his hands up in recognition and blocking the throwing lane.
All the talk so far is centered around the pressure of North Carolina State's defense. Maryland's defense has turned it up on the last 4 possessions. 2nd down and 10. Stone fires incomplete at the 30-yard line. It was intended for Lamar Barrett. And for more on Stone, let's go to our Rob Stone.
Yeah, it has been slow start Stone for Marcus since taking over the quarterback spot. He's 3-1 as a starter, but in all 3 of those victories, 1 completion at halftime. The staff has tried to open up games running it, some games throwing it. Nothing has changed it. The low number, not all his fault. There's obviously been a lot of drops as well. Coaches have agreed to bite the bullet and work through his early struggles. It's been so bad, halftime locker room. Coaches don't even bark at him. They just make jokes about it.
And they put it on the ground that time, Rob. They were lucky to get it back at the 23-yard line. Very shaky.
And let me offer,
approach so far.
Yeah, let me offer something here now. The future, everybody in this stadium realizes it. Jay Davis, who completes 60% of his passes this year, is sitting on the bench. It's Jay Davis's senior year. You have no offense. You have nothing going. You can't run the football. it might be time to let Jay come in his senior year, save the team, to go to the bowl his senior day and be the hero.
It's about right now, and we're going to take a timeout and be right back in 60 seconds. Stick around.
Curl takes the snap. Digs it down. Bosso catches it. He catches it. What a spectacular catch.
Want a chance to be the Pontiac game correspondent at the national championship game for Jimmy Kimmel Live?
This has been your Pontiac game-changing performance.
Then do what this fan did. Record your best call of a game-changing performance at Pontiac.com/NCAA. Pontiac, official performance machines of the NCAA.
In so many ways, we all go to NC State because that's where the road to achievement leads. To a new microchip, to outreach that transforms lives. And the road passes through fire, testing new flame-retardant materials, arriving at the most precious destination of all. NC State University. Where does your road lead?
If you or someone you care about was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia, or AML, you may be entitled to compensation. So call the number on your screen now. Acute myeloid leukemia, AML, is a form of leukemia linked to benzene exposure. Thousands of people working in the petroleum refining, rubber making, and printing industries may be exposed to benzene and may be at risk for developing acute myeloid leukemia. So please, for a free consultation, call the number on your screen now. We are here 24 hours a day to take your call in confidence. Remember, if you or someone you care for was diagnosed with acute myeloid after exposure to benzene,
call us now at 1-800-641-1819. Please call day or night at 1-800-641-1819.
All too familiar in this game with just 40 yards of offense so far. Make that 30 total yards of offense so far on 4th and 12. Delaney punts. And JoJo. And Walker will be brought down and piled up at the 42-yard line. Once again, good field position here for Maryland with a 73 lead. The winner of this ball game, once again, folks, becomes bowl eligible. Both teams coming in at 5-5, and Chuck Amato's team looking to hold the fort here and get into the locker room at halftime, and offensive game planning going. Talked about their anemic performance so far on that side of the ball. Meanwhile, Maryland has found its offensive groove a little bit, and Mario Merrill's coming in now at tailback for Lance Ball, giving him a breather. 1st and 10 from the 43. Merrill's gashing the defense. There's a flag down at midfield. Merrill's pushed out of bounds at the 19-yard line. A good block in McDonald, but it may have been a little too good with a hold. A 39-yard pickup, but it's going to come back.
Yeah, I do not think that he even needed to hold, because Merrill's was long past him, and he's just holding on. I mean, that's where you got to go ahead and let him go. You missed your block, yet Merrill's hit the hole so fast, and the hole was so big.
Holding 68 of the offense during the run. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Remains 1st down.
Well, that one's going to come. Mario Merrill's was the #1 tailback at the start of the year, Chris.
What? Yeah, he is. He can go, too. There's McDonald right there. Hands are inside. And that's a darn good block, if you ask me, because his hands are, although they're up, sorry, his hand was outside up on that shoulder pad on Tank. If his hands wasn't on Tank's shoulder, he would have been able to get a good block. He's got to put those hands inside.
1st and 13. The blitz coming, jailbreak screen complete. That's Melendez, and Melendez down to the 43-yard line. Gets the 1st down for Maryland, trying to move into good field position, scoring position, with 1:46 to go now in the first half of play. And remember, North Carolina State has yet to win an ACC game at home this year. A 17-yard pickup. Hollenbach out of the shotgun. Davis made the catch in heavy traffic down to the 22-yard line. That's why today. Ron Morgan made the stop.
One is first of all, he's got the body of a tight end, an NFL tight end. Secondly, the ability to jump and keep focused, knowing that you're going to get hit and bring the ball down with your hands. Plus, he can line up a receiver, which he's doing now.
Picked up 22 yards. Hollenbach with a hot hand right now into the end zone. And it's incomplete. Once again intended for Melendez. But let's take one more look at Vernon Davis. A physical freak of sorts.
Well, first, watch the release right there. You see the defensive back off the football, understanding the safety's going to come over and get a hit, but going up and catching the ball and securing it with 2 hands. Really an outstanding player. Missed a threat down the field.
Made a play this year against Clemson where he literally dragged 5 Clemson players for about 10 yards before he was finally brought down. 2nd and 10. Nice hit on Merrills by Mario Williams. Williams brings 16, 1:17 to go in the first half.
Well, Mario Williams is bringing his A game today. And you're going to see him beat right there. Nice inside move. And the agility to adjust straight down the line. Watch as he recognizes run and that quick little step. And he's so long and linear, Mark, that he covers such ground that when he lays out, he's already across the line of scrimmage or across the ball.
Putting up some good numbers today. 2 sacks, 3 tackles. Manny Lawson at the other end doing a nice job as well, setting up a 3rd down and 10 for Maryland.
Yeah, but even more so, he's a disruptive force that an offense has to account for where he's lined up every single time because of the potential of a big play that he brings to that defense. He's a great player. And I remember I watched him when he was a freshman now. And he's come so long and so far, and he was a true starter as a freshman down here at NC State.
You look at his body at 6'7", 290 pounds. It's pretty well spread out. And at the other end, Lawson 6'6", 250. 3rd down and 10. They've only given up 7 points so far in the game. The problem with the Pack has been their anemic offense.
Well, and that's that's an argument that, again, Chuck Amato's going to make the decisions of this football team. But I don't think you're messing around with Stone's confidence if you go ahead and decide to make the switch.
Would you yank it for Davis right now?
I would. I would. Chance to win the football game right now. Marcus Stone isn't giving us a chance to win the football game. That would be the argument that I would make. And Marcus will be back next year.
Quarterback of the moment right now, Hollenbach. Work out of the shotgun.
Delay game by the offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
How does that happen coming out of a timeout? That's an egregious error right there by Maryland. Coming out of a timeout, you've got all day to talk about what you want to do, and then penalty. Let's go downstairs to Rob Stone for more.
Guys, Maryland complaining that they were calling for a timeout. Ralph Friedgen was barking several of his staff members to the linesmen here on the sideline. They didn't hear it in time.
Well, there's your explanation. 3rd down and 15. Has time and overshot JoJo Walker, who was closely covered by Jimmy Sutton on the play. 4th down coming up, and in comes the field goal unit.
The North Carolina State defense is keeping this Wolfpack team in the football game, stuffing out at least a field goal attempt, and it's been played on this side of the 50, North Carolina State's side of the 50, the whole first half. And for the most part, they've responded.
And he's going to attempt this field goal from about 44 yards out. And he's going to pull this one to the left. With 1:09 to go, and the first opportunity goes wide. He missed earlier today from 44 yards out. So he's 0 for 2 on the day. This from a young man that, as a high school senior, went through the trouble of making up a video of himself kicking the football. Came here as a walk-on, eventually earned a scholarship. Well, now put that on America's Funniest Home Videos. Nothing funny about this miss, though.
No, and it looks like everything was, the hold was good, the plant foot was good. He just pulled it. A lot of leg on it. And Fritz gave a little talking to on the sidelines. Plus, it gave him the fisheye. It's no good when a coach gives you the fisheye.
What's that?
It's just that one eye, the fisheye. It's not good. Yeah, it's not good.
1st down and 10. Andre Brown running between the tackles out to the 28-yard line as we approach a minute to go here in the first half.
All right, you have one timeout left. and you're running the football. You got a minute 8, you're at home. There's no confidence in throwing the football. And Maryland's taking advantage of that, Mark. Maryland's calling it. They're realizing that North Carolina State is trying to run the clock out.
Well, North Carolina State with 1 timeout remaining, and Maryland out of timeouts. The winner of this game becomes bowl eligible, will go to a bowl game. And one of the things that really jumps out at you so far, as we mentioned, the ineptitude of the offense of North Carolina State. How much of that, Chris, though, is defensively what Maryland's defense is doing? We talked a lot about the pack defense.
Well, Gary Blackney's a good defensive coordinator, and what they're doing is they're knowing that North Carolina State is trying to stuff the ball down their throat. So he's putting his players in position to stop the North Carolina State to throw the football. But if you can't throw it, it's going to be tough to run it. In today's day and age of college football, you've got to be able to run the throw as opposed to, or you got to be able to throw to run.
Used to be the other way around. This is Andre Brown picking up a few. Dequel Jackson making the stop on the play. Jackson, as we mentioned moments ago, a finalist, one of 3 for the Bednarik Award as the National Defensive Player of the Year. Say that he might have been a first-round pick a season ago, but decided to come back for his senior year to improve his draft status, and
might have hurt it.
Yeah, you think so? Let's look at some telling numbers offensively. 37 yards total for North Carolina State. 3rd down and 3. It's line up out of the eye. Brown falls forward to the 36, and a chorus of boos, a smattering of boos. Carter Finley Stadium. Chunkamado's team trailing 7-3 as we head into the locker rooms at halftime. Andre Brown has not broken out yet, and let's go downstairs to Rob with Coach Friedgen.
Well, Coach, how does your offense need to respond in the second half dealing with North Carolina State's pressure and blitzing?
Well, we got to do a better job of our pass pickups. We've missed a few assignments, and we've gotten beat. They got some really good players too, but you know, we got to make some field goals when we get the chance too. I thought we've played pretty good the first half. We got to come out and continue to do that.
At the invitation with your quarterback, Sam Hollenbach, what'd you tell him?
Let the clock run down. I mean, we told him that the clock was running when we left the huddle. So,
Coach, appreciate your time. Thank you.
All right, it's 7-3.
Cholesterol comes from 2 sources. It's not only from that buttered crab, but from Krabby Aunt Betty. And not just from that ice cream pop, but from Mom and Pop as well. Your cholesterol doesn't just come from food. It also has a lot to do with family history. Ask your doctor about Vytorin. A healthy diet is important, but when it's not enough, adding Vytorin can help. Vytorin treats the food and what your body makes naturally based on family history. Vytorin was proven in clinical studies to lower bad cholesterol more than Lipitor alone. Vytorin is not for everyone, including people with liver problems, women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. Unexplained muscle pain or weakness could be a sign of a rare but serious side effect. Vytorin may interact with other medicines or certain foods, increasing your risk of getting this serious side effect. Simple blood tests are needed to check for liver problems. Follow a healthy diet and ask your doctor about adding Vytorin for the 2 sources of cholesterol. That's Vytorin.
Excuse me, do you believe your brokerage firm's advice is objective?
Sure. Their objective is to sell me something.
Well, he only calls me when he's got something to sell.
I made it my objective to do my own investing. So I switched to TD Waterhouse. Best move I ever made.
TD Waterhouse brings together free